Do we really need negative emotions? The uninvited guest. Are negative emotions bad? Hello there. Have you ever felt like you're on an emotional roller coaster? Especially with those not so pleasant feelings like sadness, anger, or anxiety? The ability to feel and react to emotions is such a natural part of being human that we often take it for granted and rarely pause to truly listen to what we're feeling. Today, we're going to explore a fascinating perspective on these uninvited guests, negative emotions. You'll see that they're not as scary as they might seem. In fact, they play an incredibly important role in our lives. If we learn how to embrace and manage them, they can even bring surprising benefits to our health and personal growth. In this talk, we'll discover what exactly are negative emotions and why do they exist? How should we perceive them correctly? Are they truly as bad as we've been told? Or do they hide unexpected advantages? And finally, how can we peacefully coexist and even make use of these emotions to lead a more meaningful life? Let's begin this journey into the colorful world of emotions. Understanding negative emotions. What are they and where do they come from? First, let's lift the curtain and see what negative emotions really are and why nature gave them to us. Did you know that every emotion you feel, whether it's joy or sorrow, holds valuable information that helps you better understand the world around you? These emotions don't just come out of nowhere. They've been deeply encoded in human DNA over millions of years of evolution. Think of them as an early warning system that helped our ancestors react swiftly to environmental changes or threats. Biologically, emotions are formed in special areas of the brain like the amygdala and the prefrontal cortex. When an emotion is triggered, these brain regions generate biochemical reactions that directly affect your body. That's why when you're afraid, your heart races, your breathing quickens, and your face shows clear tension. These are measurable signs in heart rate, brain activity, or even body language. So what are negative emotions? Simply put, they're the unpleasant feelings we experience when confronted with events or people that negatively affect us. You've likely felt familiar emotions such as anger, irritation, fear, anxiety, sadness, guilt, lack of motivation, or even hopelessness. They might sound scary, but these feelings actually play crucial roles. They help us identify potential threats and prepare mentally and physically to deal with them. Like a fire alarm, they signal that something needs your attention. A new perspective on negative emotions. How should we view them? We often tend to avoid, suppress, or feel bad about negative emotions. Many people believe that a happy life means eliminating these unpleasant feelings entirely. But guess what? That's actually an unrealistic goal, and one that could even be harmful. So how should we correctly perceive these emotions? The first and most important thing to remember: negative emotions are a completely normal and natural part of life. As human beings, we are born with the ability to experience the full range of emotions. From extreme joy to deep sadness, each emotion has its own role in helping us cope with different situations. Forcing ourselves to always be cheerful and positive actually creates unnecessary pressure on our mental health. Remember, no emotion is useless, not even the most uncomfortable ones. When you feel guilt or anxiety, it might be an opportunity to reflect on yourself, reconnect with your values, and shape the person you want to become. Secondly, you might be surprised to learn that negative emotions can actually bring benefits. That's right. Instead of treating them as enemies, we can harness their energy. They can become powerful motivators that push you to act, achieve goals, and find solutions to challenges. A classic example is the anxiety you feel before an important presentation. That anxiety helps you focus, prepare thoroughly, and ultimately deliver your best performance. And the third key point: what truly matters is not the negative emotion itself, but how we respond and deal with it. If you constantly dwell on negative thoughts or ruminate on unhappy memories, you may fall into a vicious cycle called negative rumination. Over time, this can seriously affect both your mental and physical health. So always remind yourself, how you confront and manage emotions is what determines your happiness and well-being, not the mere existence of those emotions. Are negative emotions completely bad? Many people still believe that negative emotions only bring trouble, but science has proven the opposite. When we learn to understand and deal with them in a healthy way, these seemingly ugly emotions can bring surprising benefits. Let's explore how they can actually help us. Did you know that sadness can help us care more deeply about our lives? While positive emotions signal that things are going well, sadness acts as a warning that something is wrong, a challenge or issue that needs your attention. It urges us to pause, understand the root cause, and find a solution. What about anger? Though it sounds scary, anger can be a powerful force for reconciliation and resolving conflict. It drives us to reflect on why others act the way they do and how we can address issues constructively rather than through confrontation or violence. Research shows that anger can promote positive actions to resolve situations. And anxiety? When we feel anxious, we're often motivated to do everything we can to solve the problem causing the worry. This emotion is tied to the body's natural fight or flight response, quickly mobilizing energy to prepare for action. In dangerous situations, anxiety drives us to find solutions and escape from harm. Guilt is also a valuable teacher. It's like a moral compass inside us, signaling that we may have hurt someone or gone against our values. It's a gentle form of self-correction, helping us recognize mistakes and adjust our behavior accordingly. Even envy, often seen as a negative emotion, has a positive side. Psychologists call this benign envy. When you see someone succeed and feel a bit envious, that feeling can motivate you to work harder and strive for similar achievements. Just like students who study harder after seeing a friend get a high score, adults can also channel envy into personal growth. Living in harmony with negative emotions, the unexpected benefits. So we've seen that negative emotions aren't as scary as they seem. When we begin to explore and understand the purpose behind each emotion, whether in ourselves or our children, we can learn new, more positive ways to react, supporting both growth and happiness. Learning to peacefully coexist with these emotions isn't easy, but the benefits are well worth the effort. The first major benefit is avoiding the happiness trap. Here's a truth we need to accept. All emotions, even the unpleasant ones, are normal human experiences. Denying or avoiding them only deepens emotional pain. The happiness trap is the false belief that we must always be happy, that negative emotions are signs of weakness or emotional failure. It leads us to believe that happiness is the only acceptable state and that not feeling happy is a flaw. But that's not reality. The second benefit is gaining a clearer understanding of how you respond to these emotions. Negative emotions often trigger instant reactions, like yelling when angry or withdrawing when sad. When we accept these emotions in ourselves and others, we begin to understand why we react the way we do. From there, we can gradually adjust and choose healthier, more constructive responses. The third benefit is recognizing when your mind and body need rest. If you find yourself constantly overwhelmed by negative emotions and unable to manage them, it might be a signal, an SOS from your body, that something's wrong or you're overloaded. That's when you need to allow yourself to pause, relax, and do things you love to recharge. Proper rest helps you sort out your thoughts, better understand the root causes of your emotions, and discover effective coping strategies. This is especially important for busy parents, isn't it? Finally, accepting negative emotions allows you to fully experience life as a human being. They are an essential part of life's rich and colorful mosaic. Embrace their role, get to know them, and explore new, authentic, and positive ways of approaching them. So, we've just taken a journey through the world of negative emotions. I hope this conversation has given you a fresh, friendlier perspective on these difficult, but deeply necessary companions. Remember, feeling sad, angry, or anxious doesn't mean you're weak or failing. It simply means you're living a very human life. What matters is how we listen, understand, and choose to respond. Thank you for listening. Wishing you peace and harmony in your own emotional world.